Thank y'all for having us on tonight. We're really excited to talk to you guys.
Oh, absolutely. It was pretty awesome the setup you guys had it in New York. I was kind of blown away. It was pretty awesome. So I thought, have you share your project with the community, and we'll record the space and bring more awareness to you.
No, we appreciate it so much. NYC was a blast. That was really us coming out of stealth mode. We had our technology set up. We had the real time rendering, capturing face, body, and hands, and animating that onto to the avatars. It was really special to see everybody interact and have that aha moment, of what we've been building behind the scenes for quite some time now. So thank
Yeah,
you.
no, yeah, it was pretty wild. I actually, there was always a crowd around your stand. I think the last day I was there super early before anybody and got a chance to check it out firsthand, and it was pretty awesome. I agree. But yeah, so everyone in here, please retweet the space. Let's get some more people in, and then we'll start here in another 2 minutes. So, is this your first time at New York?
It was my first time. I think the rest of the team had some experience. It was such a blast. First day I got into town, had to go find a rental car and drive in that mayhem. So yeah, I got used. I had to get used to it very quickly.
Nice. Yeah, that was actually it was my first time, and we had what was it? Female Pleasure Society on yesterday morning, and they were there too. They had their own stand. I don't know if you were able to talk to them at all, but they said that the attendance was over 50,000 this year, which is amazing. That many people turned out for an event during the market that we're in, right? So it just goes to show that this is more alive than ever. So I left super pumped and excited about the future of crypto and NFTs and yeah, just the whole space in general.
You know,
Yeah,
we're,
I know.
we're Go ahead.
Sorry, Walk. No, I know the actual event had 15,000 attendees, but I'd say there were probably even over 50,000 just in New York for all the um, ancillary stuff going on. I mean, most people didn't go to the actual show itself. They went to all the other events surrounding it.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It was I know it was pretty packed at the Marriott for quite a few days. So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, so anyway, I guess it's 9:05. Um, I do apologize. These spaces were a lot larger when the market was a little bit greener, but just because it's down, we're not stopping, so neither is our space. So we're gonna push forward as we always do, and it is recorded, so we will continue to share and hopefully our patrons from overseas will listen to it. They do tend to get quite a few additional listens as they sit there recorded. So anyway, my name is Scott. I did meet you guys at uh, NFT NYC, and the awesome display that you guys had set up, that was absolutely amazing. I'm CEO of Heroes Token, as well as a co-founder of Delta Flare, and this is a hero space, so we do kind of geared towards that in general. But yeah, so what we do here is normally we have two projects on, and we do like a quick spiel and then a deep dive of your project. But because it's just you guys, I'm going to let you go ahead and just start talking about your project. And, we'll open the floor up to questions to anybody that has them. I often have questions that, maybe aren't getting asked just because I feel like they're good questions to ask. And, the same goes, if you want to hear about Heroes, we will definitely share, our project with you, and you can ask us any questions that you choose. All right.
Sounds great. So first, thanks for having us. Excited to be here, yeah, I'm really glad you guys got to come by the booth in New York. So I'm Jordan Allen. I'm the CEO, co-founder of MetaTope. We have Joseph Paulus here and Walker Holmes. Joseph's the CIO. Walker is the VP and a co-founder with me as well. And yeah, I mean, I'll let them give a little bit of an intro to their background. For me, really quickly, founded MetaTope back in the beginning of 2021. Really started kind of working on it before then, though, and wanted to drive utility for non-fungible tokens. I'm an attorney by trade, and through law school, I was enamored by the amazing things the blockchain could do, by the amazing things NFTs could do, and smart contracts. So wanted to try to figure out a utility play. And fast forward to about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where the market was, I was kind of I was doing some real estate transactions. I had sold my e-commerce business, and my family runs a media company. My grandfather started, my dad runs. I didn't want to get involved on the traditional media side of things, so we went Web3 as a subsidiary that I started, and kind of fell into from being an investor to a business owner. And MetaTope was founded to drive utility for NFTs and go from more than that PFP, membership access token, to actually bringing these NFTs to life and being able to embody them, whether it's through augmented reality with motion capture tech that we've pioneered that you saw at the show, or in video games and all that. So yeah, I'm a little long-winded. Apologize for that. I'm going to introduce Joseph, and then Walker's going on the order. So yeah, Joseph, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Joseph Palos here, the Chief Information Officer. I also started with actually the parent company. Been with them for nearly 15 years as their COO, CIO, and got into the blockchain world pretty early with a minor in 2011. Excited with all the stuff that we've been doing and that we're going to be talking about here. I'm a nerd by job function, by my education, software engineer in the beginning, switched to marketing. So that's me in a very short gist. Walker?
Yeah, thanks, guys. So my name's Walker Holmes, VP and co-founder of MetaTope. When Jordan came to me with this idea, I think as an entrepreneur and as a creative, you're always looking for, something really revolutionary. And when he came to me with this idea of integrating the markerless motion capture software into the world of NFTs, it really was one of those aha moments for me. So, I came out of school and I started in traditional finance. Thought I could make a really profound impact on a lot of young people's lives, and I quickly realized that that wasn't the case. I'd been in blockchain for a long time, created some prosperity for myself at an early age due to crypto, and that's what I wanted to share with the world. So I quickly made a full transition into Web3, and we're here, and it's a beautiful thing.
Dude, that's awesome. I love the backstories. You guys definitely have some time on the blockchain more than I do. I've been in for a few years. I remember back in 2009 when Bitcoin, first kind of came to light, and I was fascinated by it, but I didn't buy in, and really kicking myself now, but but I kept an eye on it, and a while ago I did get into it myself, and had some success, and have just been a student of the Web3 pretty much ever since. But yeah, no, that's awesome. So we have a lawyer, IT, and it sounds like a financial advisor, right?
Yeah, so I never actually took on the role as a financial advisor. I moved into private equity, and that was a much better way, a much better path. So yeah, and to your point, with crypto, I think one thing that we all, maybe have a little sometimes is being overzealous, and just having a sustainable strategy in this market, and really taking a long-term approach, looking at Bitcoin is truly, the first technology that facilitates bilateral trade on a global basis, with very little friction, right? Like this, people talk about, Bitcoin consuming a lot of energy. This is guaranteeing freedom. And it's a really cool time that we live in. And I know I'm so appreciative to be a part of it.
Dude, I so agree with that. And, I look back at when the internet really started to take hold and people were afraid of it, right? And look at it today. So I think we're kind of in that same atmosphere with crypto is people are unsure, they're uncertain. Some people are adopting it and, taking advantage of it and really learning it, while others are like, no, that's not for me. And we're going to jump ahead 20 years, and it's going to be in every home. It's going to be the way of life, right? So I think we are all super early, and it's got a lot of room to grow. But no, I also want to just say that I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your project with at least the Heroes community. I know what I saw in New York was pretty freaking awesome. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, tell us a little bit about I guess let's start with the NFTs, and then we'll move into your IT that you have integrated with. What you had on display in New York, where it kind of mirrors you. And then, as I understand it, I think I was informed that that can be integrated to any NFT 3D character. Is that right?
So I'm going to let Jordan take this one, but just as a segue, this technology, this ethos that we have developed is that we really need to present the blockchain to consumers in a way that they don't even know they're interacting with the blockchain, right? That's where we're going to get mass adoption. There's so many innovative processes within decentralized finance and different DApps, but it has to be easy. And yeah, so take it away, Jordan. No, they're excited to hear about that interoperability of the MetaTope platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So the base NFTs that we will be selling will be at likely the beginning of August. But one thing we're doing differently is we want to demonstrate the utility first, and show that, hey, we're a real company, we're actually producing something, before we take anybody's money. So the assets are designed with a lot of R&D in order to be interoperable and to go cross-platform. So not only can you use them in our social app with our mocap tech, you can take them into video games. All the accessories can be interchanged. So we have the base characters, which are an ERC 721 token standard, and then you have the accessories, which are all ERC 1155 token standards. We then are able to combine them in a singular output and use them wherever we integrate. So the base characters, which we will be selling first, are designed in collaboration with Jared Morantz. The guy is the biggest concept artist in Hollywood. He's designed Thanos and Batman and Spider-Man. He worked on Dune, Planet of the Apes. I mean, his resume, his IMDb is insane. And it's been a real pleasure to work with him. He's our world builder. And this is the first use case. So you mentioned the ability to do this with any NFT. So that's our ultimate vision. At first, we're integrating our NFTs, and then we will select a couple of blue chip projects that we're integrating with, and then the ultimate goal is that we can do this with a whole wide variety of NFTs, and then also act as an onboarding platform for businesses or creators that want to build these assets with their own twist on them and make them interoperable and use our tech. So I'll kick it back over to my team to see if I missed anything.
No, I don't think you missed anything, Jordan. I would say, it's really fun to step back and really think about the nostalgia of the experience that the MetaTope gives. Like, the ability to become your favorite action figures, and the most iconic symbols from your childhood, potentially, and very soon, some of the most notable IP in the space. We're going to offer the capability to fully bring that to life, and I just think that's really, really awesome. But it's also extremely powerful in the monetization of that IP, and the capabilities that it has. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should really touch on our initial NFT drop. That first set of 10,000 avatars and how special they really are, and that first options they're going to really have. Jordan, I don't know if you want to touch on that real quick before you jump.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on value or give any financial advice, but we do have some fun stuff planned for our Genesis tokens. And I mean, I think really it's having, I mean, Jared Morantz, again, I know I mentioned him. That guy's been approached by everybody to do an NFT, like everybody. And when I started, I was introduced to him through a very close friend, and like the guy didn't even want to take my call at first. He's like, I've heard the spiel before. And I had to kind of like, hey, I had to prove that I was a nerd, number one. Number two, I mean, he got sucked in by the tech, and the biggest thing that got him was the team that we have around us, and that like we're doing things the right way. This wasn't a pump and dump, rug pull kind of scam. Like we were building, and he really liked that aspect. So yeah, is that guys? What am I missing?
No, man, I think you kind of hit on it. I want to go into some other things there, but before I do, I guess what do you want to call it? The mirroring that you had set up at NFT NYC. So I mean, that's kind of a tech that is already available for anybody who's creative and uses like Adobe Animate. If you have a camera, you can actually do stuff similar to that. So is this going to be like seamless within your IT to be able to have someone jump onto your app that it looks like will be available in both Android and iOS, and then automatically take their favorite character and it will automatically mirror? They won't have to do much setup?
Yes. So the idea is it'll be very simple in our application. And again, you go on Snapchat, you go on Instagram, and it's doing motion capture or an emoji, right? It does motion capture, but it's only doing your face. There's some programs that you can do body capture with. There's nothing out there that, especially on a cell phone, where you can do motion capture that simultaneously captures your face, your body, and your hands with markerless motion capture. We're not wearing a full body rig. We don't have a face camera, like a rig set up. This is markerless motion capture. And then it's also in real time, which is really special. We didn't think we'd be able to even offer that for a year. And we're able to offer that day one. It's actually where we're going, because that Snapchat filter experience is so familiar for people. Sorry guys for that beep in the background. So yeah, that's what's different. That this is easy for people to go in. They select which NFT they want to use. They select a background, their real background or a virtual background, even a green screen for other creators, and then render out a video, save it to your camera roll, or share it on other social sites. So that's that's how the process will go, and that's what's actually going on. And it's a really innovative and special process. I mean, our developers are incredible and what they've developed. We have several patents filed. It's really special tech.
Yeah, no, it is pretty wild. And actually, I will, direct anybody listening to this to check out your Twitter page. In your feed, you actually have, I think there's 2 videos of people interacting with this at NFT NYC. And you can't really see, if you look at the TV behind them, you can kind of catch what they're doing. But it's really impressive when you see it firsthand and see the depth that it goes into and the ability that it has. I mean, it literally picks up each individual digit. I was pretty stoked about it. I thought it was pretty awesome. So yeah, that's fantastic. So the other thing I wanted to touch on is I like the idea that you guys have for your NFT drop and how you're going to go about, putting a price on them. Do you guys want to share that?
Yeah, Walker, you want to take that one?
Of course. So, right now we're building our community. As Jordan touched on, our parent company is Intermediate Group of Companies. We're very fortunate in that regard. We're totally self-funded. We have amazing access to human capital. Some of the most talented people in the world at the fields that they work in. So we're doing this the right way. We're finishing up our CERTIC audit right now, end-to-end penetration testing on all of our processes, and we're going to make sure that users feel secure in what we're offering. So our pre-sales to be determined, and then our public sale will be the MetaTope auction. So that's going to be a traditional Dutch style auction. All right, the the idea that people have in this space of a Dutch auction is, it starts at a higher price and ticks down. But in our process, users will come in and they'll choose the amount of assets that they want to purchase, the maximum price they're willing to pay, and they'll place a bid in wrapped Ethereum. All right, and that those funds will not be pulled from the users' wallets. Those will just be approved, just like a bid would be on OpenSea. At the close of the auctions, our smart contracts will take the 10,000th highest bid, and that price is the price that everyone will pay. Does that
Yeah.
help?
So yeah, let me clarify because I don't think I mean you did a good job, but I guess what I gathered from it is the lowest value that is given in that 10,000 NFT drop is what everyone pays.
That's correct.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the 10,000th highest bid, the price that sells out the 10,000th NFT, that's the price that everyone pays.
Yep. No, it's very unique, and they have explanation on their website that goes into more detail, and is pretty awesome. So I guess the next thing here is getting the app up and running. When do you expect that to happen?
Yeah, so just one more thing on our public auction. So at the end of that auction, once we determine the price, and that's the price that everyone will pay, MetaTope will pay the gas to distribute the assets. And really the standard that we're trying to create here is to allow for a fair market value to be determined, in a very democratic manner, and then also minimize gas wars as much as possible by offering a very efficient cost in the bid process, and then we're paying the gas to distribute the assets. So we really want to make a user-friendly process, that is efficient as possible, and that's our goals.
No, that's fantastic. So, before we get to the when the app drops, so you guys said that you are looking at having a long-term business model. So are you going to be charging for the app? Are you going to be charging for the features? Are you going to be charging other projects? I mean, how does your business model look for that long term? Because with most NFT projects, it's based off of the income that is generated from the NFTs themselves. So it sounds to me, and from the research that I've done with your project, that that's not the case. The NFTs are a product of your organization, but you guys are actually providing a real world utility that potentially you'll charge for.
So, at the end of the day, we're a tech company, and that's what we're building. We're building software that extends the capabilities of digital interactions. And, that's really what we're offering with our motion capture. So, a very easy revenue model to imagine is, our parent company is, so it's one of the largest direct response agencies in the U.S. So we have a very natural transition into the ad revenue space, right? With our platform, with users, there's a need there. There's a need in Web3, for that onboarding for those traditional firms. They're looking to get into the space. They just don't have a route. And we think we offer a very strategic opportunity for those legacy firms that are looking to transition into this space, and it's all of them.
Yeah, Walker, I can touch on this a little bit. So, part of this is it's a first movers thing. We're trying to establish ourselves to be that central place at its core, Web3, making it so easy to use, user friendly, that the consumer does not know they're using Web3, that they get to interact naturally, just as they do with the traditional social media apps. As that user base expands, we'll add a revenue model, ad serving against that. There's opportunities with the accessories for these avatars. There's opportunities with the game platforms as these NFTs are transferred in and out of the platforms. So we've touched on quite a bit on the tech, but there's a huge partnership opportunity that we're building that ecosystem on. And Walker, I don't know if you wanted to touch on the gaming side.
Yeah. So one really something that's very fundamentally important to us is the utility of the asset. And when we were building these, we're like, how do we make this useful? How do we really embody the terminology of interoperability? And we thought it was a no-brainer to produce this inside of a game engine. So all of these assets are 3D built in Unity, metaverse compatible, and game integrated. We're really building something that we believe you're going to be able to take across all of your platforms, whether it's gaming, whether it's streaming, social media interactions, metaverse interactions. We see a future where you're going to play your favorite game and be on your favorite streaming application using the same character that you're using in the game, all the while, accessing our social application that's taking the social media content and minting it in NFTs, right, and giving people true property rights inside of their social content, which we think is so crucial and a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I mean, it's not a question anything more than for somebody that's looking to get into your NFT project. It just justifies that you guys do have a long-term goal, and that it's not just an NFT drop and then the end, right? It's got more utility that is coming, and the IT behind it and the tech behind it to integrate it into Web3 and to the, I guess you could call it the metaverse, but even into game engines. And I think you guys are definitely on the right path. You're much further along than a lot of other projects that are trying to do, whatever in the metaverse. I think just from the demonstration that I saw, and it sounds like you guys are very well versed in all of this.
We're working very hard, and it's so fun because we're on the cusp of these things that have never been done. Excuse me, never been done before, and it leaves a lot of room, for R&D. We're really building these solutions, and it's just incredible to see the technology, expand and grow over time, and really seeing these assets come to life, and embody, the person that's behind the screen. It's been a really cool thing. So yeah, right now, we're building our community. We're doing really awesome events and giveaways. I mean, we're running a Gleam right now, and for following our socials, you get entered in for a PS5 and an Apple Watch giveaway. I think that's over tomorrow. We've also got a whitelist running, so just a free hookup. You connect your wallet. You either get a whitelist or a waitlist spot. You're entered to win for a $2,000 USDC giveaway. So yeah, we're doing a lot of things. We're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to engage, and we're very excited.
Yeah, you guys have like a connection with Sony, right? I mean, you were giving away a PS5 at the in New York.
No connection with Sony yet.
Yeah, but it's coming, right?
The official answer is no connection with Sony.
Yep, I gotcha. So no, that's awesome, and the way that you're building your community up and getting the hype behind it before the drop is even more awesome, and that's all good to hear. So what else do you guys have cooking or that you want to share?
I mean, instead of talking about Sony, I guess we should talk about Atari. So,
Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
So Nolan Bushnell was the guy that founded Atari. He invented the original game Pong. He's a member of our board. He's also started a gaming platform called Moxie.io. We did our announcement about it, that partnership, where these avatars are going to be able to transition and be played in game on that platform.
Dude, that is awesome. That is pretty awesome. To actually have someone from Atari that you're working with, just not anybody, but the creator of Pong. I mean, you're talking my time frame here. I grew up on that. But yeah, that's amazing. So is there a timeline for that? Is that something that's just in the works and no set deadline yet?
No, there's definitely a deadline. And for crypto projects, I can guarantee you it's sooner than you think. But we have not announced that yet. It's going to be a lot of fun though, and it doesn't just extend to Nolan. The Moxie team is full of amazing leadership. They got very deep roots with Sega Europe. Some of the biggest producers in the world for gaming, and yeah, we're very aligned in their mission. We're going to be integrating into the Moxieverse, and we're currently we're building their assets for them. So they're about to drop a line for their early adopters and those assets are going to be given away, through Moxie, but by MetaTope.
Wow. Dude, you guys got the hookup here, man. I'm going to have to keep my my connections close with you fellas. We have we have a game that we're planning in the future here, and it sounds like you have all the hookups.
That's super cool. Yeah,
That
no.
is.
So Moxie is just touch on them really quickly, but they are a proof of play platform. So really I think an evolution of the play to earn, and they're working to integrate, fun games. The current stack of games in Web3, a lot of them like, really grinding and, not fun. But yeah, really cool platform. Definitely check them out. We're working on integrations there. That's coming very soon. Definitely gonna happen. We already have, we already have the title, and the integration is underway. Right. Again, these assets that we built them in community. We can represent them as high poly, mid poly, low poly, and that gives us the ability to go into really almost any 3D environment. Fairly straightforward integration. Always unforeseen issues, but when you saw our motion capture, right, and that's a really a fun and a cool application. But then we were like, hey, what are you going to do with this, right? And so what's going to lay under that is a social media infrastructure that we think is really going to bring this full circle, and allow. You look across this space and these assets that have like legitimately, reached like celebrity statuses and all of these different things. But again, that euphoric nostalgia of really loving this art and these characters, and now stepping into a reality where you can fully embody that asset, and then produce that media on our platform, immediately meant that as an NFT have verifiable ownership, and then we're in the future we have some very, very unique and fun structures that we want to do for our platform and our users.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
I appreciate that. We've talked a lot. I'd love to hear what you guys have cooking.
Yeah. So, Heroes Token started back in November. We initially launched as a token that benefits charity. So we were originally a meme token, and we evolved from there. We dropped our first NFT series in December, and in February we partnered with Everise and launched our V2 token, which also adds a little bit of utility. So with our V2, we're dual network, Binance and Ethereum. We are revamping our NFTs to actually be an NFT project and not just, a few really cool NFTs that we dropped, right? And then, with our V2, we also looked at the code of our contract, and we figured out a way to integrate staking right into our contract. So our staking is gas-free and seamless, which means that as soon as you enter a transaction, whether you migrated from V1 to V2, whether you bridge from the Ethereum network to the Binance network or vice versa, or you just enter a position in our token, that staking clock automatically starts, and the contract will record your lowest amount of tokens held over a 90-day period and seamlessly airdrop you 12% of whatever that lowest amount was. So that kind of adds up over a year. If you let it compound, it's like 57%, but it is guaranteed. With traditional staking in this space, it depends on the mass adoption. So if you have more people staking, then what happens is the rate, the return goes down and it fluctuates consistently. So, sometimes it'll be 600%, other times it'll be 10%. That doesn't happen with us. It's a set rate and we can adjust that as we go, but now we're holding at 12 to see how it flows. We've had our first successful airdrop of rewards, and our second is coming up in about 35 days, I think. So that's pretty exciting, and people seem to like it. And then on top of that, as I mentioned before, no gas, right? Our token has donated $47,600 to various worldwide charities since we launched in November, and we're definitely not done. We're always looking to continue to expand on that. And how we do that is it's community driven. So the community actually decides what charitable organizations they feel could use the funds the most. We get a selection of 10 that are nominated by the community, and then the community will vote on where they want to see the funds go to. And that is how we've done every one of our donations. On top of that, we have reflections in our contract. We are working on an NFT marketplace, which is about 60% complete. We have a merch store, and we are launching a real-world product that will be coming up very soon. We call Apparition, and it's an NFC line of products, but it's all branded with our branding, and we are going to be marketing it to everybody, whether you're in crypto or you're in just traditional business. We feel like it reduces the waste of paper products such as business cards and whatnot, and could be the future of how information is transferred between people rather than handing a card out, right? They work pretty seamlessly, especially with COVID happening recently. Most of the restaurants, they stopped using paper menus, right? Or traditional menus. You'd walk in and you would see a QR code on the table and it says scan me, right? Well, this would do the same thing, but you don't have to open up your camera. All you got to do is hold your phone up to it and it would bring up the menu right on your phone. So yeah, it is a real world product that we are hoping to integrate people that are not in crypto into crypto by doing that. And it's not going to be a direct relationship. However, the funds from the sales of those products will follow suit with everything in our business model, where 20% of the proceeds go to our charity wallet, and then the rest will go to further development of the project, buybacks, continuing to add to our staking pools so that our staking can continue to happen long term and so forth. And hopefully people will look more into HEROS as a whole rather than just that product. We also are working on other developments in that aspect as well. We do plan on coming up with a play and earn / play and give game that will come after the marketplace. And it's not going to be anything crazy or, like super amazing. So like some of the projects that I'd seen, that had gaming formats, but it would be, I would say, the quality of like PS1, maybe PS2, right? It's going to be, super graphic, but it will be pretty seamless is our goal. We want to have player controls, not a card game or, a swipe left, swipe right game. So that is in the works as well. And then let's see, Yeah, with our NFT launch, we will be integrating a whole slew of benefits that go along with the new NFTs, including anybody that had purchased Series 1 that we dropped in December. They will automatically get airdropped our Genesis series, which is what we will be launching here in the near future. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not sure. I wish I had someone else up here to to you know fill me in on anything I missed, but
No, that's great, and I really appreciate the breakdown here. It seems like a really cool platform. So just out of curiosity, with where the market is, obviously long term, a ton of value in NFTs, but with volume down so much, and really concentrated on specific platforms, what strategy are you going to take with your marketplace to stand out?
So our target is there are B&B NFTs available, right? And there's marketplaces out there, but usually you don't see that, you know, combined of Ethereum and Binance on the same marketplace, right? They kind of stay separate. If you go to OpenSea, you've got, Wrapped ETH, Ethereum, Matic, and they just added another one.
Solana.
Solana. There you go. Right. But you don't see anything on the Binance chain there. The reason that we went and added the Binance network to our crypto project is because of the gas fees. The gas fees are super inexpensive, and I get it. Polygon are too, but if you've ever bought a NFT on OpenSea with, that was listed with for Matic, right? It's a pain in the ass. It takes forever. A transaction could take 35 minutes to go through. Where if you do it in ETH or Wrapped ETH, it's almost immediate. So we're hoping to accomplish a marketplace that is on, to be able to list NFTs on the Binance network, which will be a faster, seamless, and lower gas fee transaction, as well as Ethereum, and hopefully be able to integrate a bridge in the long term. But the other thing that we are going to also try and accomplish with this is a vetting process for new projects to have their projects listed on this marketplace. So with OpenSea, it's kind of like, everything is allowed until someone says it's not, right? So with HEROS, we've had, at least 2 copycats where we had to report it to OpenSea, and then, the first one took like 48 hours for it to come down, where what that means is we found out because one of our community members bought one and they thought it was ours, and it wasn't. It was a complete knockoff of us, but it wasn't ours. And the second time they actually had it down, I think within 12 hours, so that was a little bit better. But there was nothing there before those were listed on OpenSea to prevent them from doing it. So, our goal with the marketplace is to have upstanding projects be vetted prior to being allowed to list. And that would be done, by kind of like, what we did, but probably a little bit more direct, face-to-face VC or something along those lines. They have to have some background to them. Whether they are doxed or not, they would have to dox to us, just to ensure that, there's somebody to take responsibility if there is any kind of, fraud that goes on, so that is kind of the game plan. And also, the marketplace was a direct result of the game that we were beginning to develop. It was needed, and we just expanded on it rather than having it as our own marketplace to buy our NFTs. We're opening it up to have other people's NFTs listed on there, and hopefully have a better format or a safer format, if you will, to for people to go to. I know the ability to break through and have it hold up is going to be tough. I mean, there's a lot of big competitors, Rarible, Mintable, OpenSea, but you're also seeing, a lot of the smaller ones fall off in this market. So while everyone else is kind of dwindling, we are figuring out ways to sustain our project and ensure that it goes on. And that's not what you're seeing, at least in crypto. You're seeing, devs just up and quit because the market is down. That's not us. We are a registered entity in the United States. We are Heroes Token LLC. We have to answer for, our spending, for our income, for everything. And we are doing this to be a long-term project. We are micro cap, and I definitely don't dismiss that, but we have the potential to grow, and the team that we have and the stuff that we are working on for the future of our project is all to ensure sustainability for the cryptocurrency as well as our NFTs. So for our investors, the people that buy in, it will, essentially guarantee that we continue to go on.
That's awesome. No, that's a really good story, really strong foundation, and yeah, and those are that's what's important, is the longevity of what you're doing, and it's really it's really refreshing, to hear that, and we're very aligned there.
Yeah, and and that's what I found fascinating about your project and a lot of the other ones that I met at in New York was that the market's bad, but you're developing, right? You haven't given up. You haven't thrown up your hands and said, "Oh, you know what? ETH is down at $1,000. I quit." Right? You guys are continuing to go on. You have a long-term plan, and that's what I think is going to make the difference in the projects that come out on the next bull run. You're the ones that make it through this market. I think they're going to be the ones that are going to really benefit when everything starts to go green again and we see a $5,000 ETH, right? Or, $1,000 BNB. You'll see the projects that are working throughout all this and developing throughout all of this. And, you'll see them succeed. And hopefully Heroes will be one of them. I know the other project that I'm involved with, Delta Flare, they're no different. They're continuing to work, and move on, developing a game and, continuing their NFTs as well. And it's kind of like the same project with different goals, right? So even though we are primarily crypto, they're primarily NFT, and they have a crypto token. We have an NFT project, but regardless, the team there is working just as hard as the team over here, and it keeps me twice as busy as I'd like to be. But you know what? I'm looking at the long term and seeing where the potential is here, and I really think that our project has a great foundation, a great community, and we can really help a lot of different charitable organizations. And again, we started as a charity token, as far as benefiting charity, and every aspect of our project does go to our charity wallet. But that is technically a byproduct of everything in our project. We're not a 501(c), and I've clarified that multiple times because, that's the difference between an actual charity project and a non-charity project is we donate to charity, and we have receipts for every donation that we've made, and we have donated a bit, not as much as we'd like, but the market plays a part in that. And now we're adding more things to be able to contribute not only to our donations, but also to the development and to be able to further our project and get things done. Our marketplace would be completed by now if, the market didn't tank like it did. So, it's just a matter of having to put things on hold and pace everything out so that we can get through this market and succeed. And I can go on rants, by the way, so you guys can interrupt me at any
No,
time.
I love that. Like, you're like, wow, you guys got a lot going on. And then I ask, hey, what are you up to? And I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around all the stuff you got. So it's awesome. I mean, you kind of mentioned this. It's a good time to be building right now. It's not the best time in the market, but it's a good time to be building. And I love what you're doing. So, and I'd love to figure out a way that we can work together in the future, because I love the charitable aspect of what you do.
Absolutely. And I forgot, we are developing an app as well to go along with those, the Apparition project. So it'll be a Heroes branded app that'll allow you to write those tags. So I forgot that.
That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah. So no, and that's, I think what was great about New York is I was exposed to so many great projects like yourselves that have, amazing things that you're working on that I wasn't aware of before New York, right? And, I felt bad because you walk around to all these different projects that had stands there, and they'd ask, well, what are you working on? And what's your project? And I'd start talking, and I felt like in a lot of them I was stealing their crowd, and I felt a little guilty, and I had to turn around and say, yeah, but this project's great, you should talk to them. So anyway.
Oh, there's a lot of room in this industry, and it's really fun to meet other founders, and people that are building. And I mean, really, we have a common goal of propelling this space and the the technology further, and building together. So I love it.
Absolutely. And the fact that your goal is to make things easier, that is why the primary reason why we integrated staking into our contract for our token is because a lot of our community are fairly new. And I mean, honestly, we all are very new to crypto. If you haven't been in it from the beginning, and even if you have, the possibilities and the developments that have come within, what people are writing into their contracts, what they're able to do with, just different functions. I mean, it's so limited right now, but the more that we work at it, the more that we explore and play with the code and try and figure out and integrate things into the contracts of the NFTs or of the, cryptocurrency. I mean, really, we're just kind of touching the tip of the iceberg here, and there's so much more that can be done that I don't think we've explored. So, going back to what you guys were saying earlier, that, you know, down the road, I mean, I think that this is going to be a household thing 20 years down the road. It's going to be something that everyone it's second nature, kind of like now. You need to find something out. What do? You go to Google, right? Or you go to a search engine and you start, looking it up, whether it's on a mobile device or on your desktop or laptop. I think crypto and Web3 is going to be the same thing in time. And, the fact that we're here and we're developing and we're building during this, I think, we have a jump start on everybody else that's going to follow. And it's up to us to lead the way and set a good example and, be what other projects should strive to be. And, I know we're not big, but we do have standards and we are very transparent and available to all our communities. And I personally will answer any question. I have a lot of difficult questions DM to me that sometimes, I'm writing a book as a response.
That's what we need, though. I mean, we need people talking and sharing, and no, I'm grateful to be here with you guys, and we'll definitely have to do this again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we try to keep the space to like an hour. Normally, prior to the drop off, we have two projects on at a time, and it usually runs an hour and a half to 2 hours. But we do hold these spaces every Thursday night. If we have a project, we highlight them kind of like we do with you guys, and make sure that we get all the details because we want to make sure that our community is looking at ways to diversify their wallets, right? Any good investor will tell you that you want to diversify because if you put all your eggs in one basket, that's probably not the best thing to do, right? So, that's why we do this space. We want to bring other great projects to our community that, we feel like they're upstanding projects that, regardless of how they perform, you guys are out there, you're in front of your communities, you're developing it, you're building your projects. So you're putting a good product out there.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. So I've got to ask you, have you been to our website?
I'm on it right now.
So what do you think?
I think the website's good. My thing is on your timeline. You have a Q3 listed, but everything else is phase 1 launch, airdrop commence. The metaverse, it's laid out really nice, but you have one thing here that's like, okay, well, this is coming Q3 of 22. So when is this coming? And when is this coming? I know like with ours, we have it all in stages. We don't have set timeframes because, sometimes things get delayed. You don't know what the market's doing. Unless we have a set time frame, we don't actually put a date on anything. So my suggestion, and it's just that, is get rid of the Q3 2022 utility 2.0. Just make it utility 2.0 and you can have it for 2022 or add time frames, Q1, Q2 for your other things. That was one thing that I saw. And again, you don't have to do shit because I'm suggesting it, but that was one of the things that I was like, okay, well, when are these NFTs dropping? Right?
No, totally understand it and really appreciate the perspective. And that's what it's about. And everyone's never going to like anything, right?
That's right.
And the website is really it's a living document, so it's so fun. We put a lot of time into that. I'm so proud of the art. I think it elicits a really fun experience. I really implore you guys, just go check it out, metatope.com. Interact with the art. It's fun. I think we're building something really special, and we're building a fun community.
The website is dope. I mean, I go on it and it's like in your face, awesome. I love the graphics. I love everything about it. A white paper might not be a bad idea. I couldn't find that. I don't know if you have one.
It's a phenomenal idea, and we're actively working on it. Yeah, we've developed a white paper for our internal, but we want to release something that's really thorough, and good for our community. So yeah, but it's being worked on.
And the white paper will consistently change. I'm telling you.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I know our white paper is like 25 pages long, and it's continually as we add more, we have to change it, right? And as we develop more, we have to add to it. And I know our white paper currently doesn't have anything about the NFT marketplace, the Apparition project, the app, the treasury we have coming up. None of that stuff is in there yet. And I know the last revamp that I wrote of it was a pain in the butt and it took me some time. I'm not looking forward to revamping it again. But yeah, it is nice to have though, and to have it as graphically pleasing as the rest of your website, and have it laid out that it puts your business model in step by step, process. So like if you would go to our website and look at our white paper, reading through it, you understand our business model and how we plan to have income for the project, where all the funds are going to, what our ideals are, what our goals are. It is all laid out, and it's laid out fairly easy to follow and read. And I say fairly easy because I wrote it, and I believe that our community is very nice and don't like to and don't really question much. Yeah, because I always ask, and we try to keep things as simple as possible. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think your website's awesome. I love. I played around with it a couple of days ago. I played around with it yesterday. I played around with it today, and those were the only things that I saw was the roadmap. You either put a quarter for each thing or take it away, right? And just as you hit it, check them off. And then not having a white paper. But if
No,
everyone,
those are great points, and it's very much appreciated.
yeah, and everyone listening, if you check it out, it's metatope.com. The graphics, the imagery, the way the page, scrolls, everything is just seamless. It looks great. It's very pleasing. It makes you want to know more. And that's why I say that, I was ready to fully read your white paper, and I don't do that for many projects. And I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
That's
that'll be
awesome.
coming soon. It's funny though. It's good timing because we were actively talking about already. We just released the website and we're already working on edits, and we talked about the roadmap today, because things are constantly changing. So
Yep.
yeah, we're bringing that in. The white paper is a discussion. I mean, I'm my team kicks ass. They're really awesome. I'm really lucky to have everybody around here. I drive them absolutely crazy because I'm such a perfectionist. And that's going to be painful for me to get that white paper out there because I know it's never going to be perfect and it's always going to change. But yeah, no, it's an active thing. I love that you brought that up, because that's, you got the right eye, and that shows it. And it's stuff we're working on. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing is when we jump into spaces, we used to have, when the market was better, there was like a daily morning space that I would jump into, and it wasn't a showing space, it was an education space. So there was like I would jump into it and a few other devs from different projects, and we would all be up at the top as speakers, and people would jump into the spaces and they would just pop up and ask questions just about crypto or about NFTs or, about how to do things. And the people that were at the top, would answer them to the best of their knowledge. If they didn't know, they would defer to someone who did. And we would all learn. And, I think that's one of the big things that a lot of projects are promoting. And we actually had that too, but I just didn't have enough time to continue writing, was an education aspect of our project. I have 4 articles on Medium, and with everything else that I've got going on, I just couldn't find anyone to write them, and I stopped. And we do these spaces so people can come in and ask the questions, and we record them so they can hear the answers that we offer. So we do believe strongly in education and sharing all that, and like you said, keeping things as simple as possible. We've integrated the API for buying our token and buying our NFTs on whether it's Binance or Ethereum, or the NFTs that we have listed on OpenSea. That is all integrated into our website. If you haven't migrated from V1 yet, that is integrated into our website. So you don't have to go find where to go to migrate or where to go to bridge tokens. You can do that all within our website, and keeping it as simple as possible. Everything's preloaded. All you have to do is go in. If you want to buy, just connect your wallet. We also partnered up with a few other projects, One is Diamond Wallet, which is Gorilla Diamond, if you're not familiar with them. I don't know if you're playing on a token down the road, but they have integrated a wallet that allows people to buy your token with a credit card. You don't have to buy Ethereum or Binance first, so you can go in and buy, whatever project that you'd like. The other one is List Token. They are a going to be a competitor for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So again, more crypto than NFTs, but those are the connections that you want to make as good solid projects that are building something that could be a competitor down the road or could benefit your project and make things more simple to use.
No, that's great, and we're always open. We want to collaborate, and we think that's what Web3 is all about. Projects that isolate themselves, crypto or NFT, they're not going to make it. So we would love to talk with you guys anytime. Just let us know. We're an email away. And thank you so much for your time tonight.
Absolutely. And I apologize. I do get long-winded. I see I cleared out the room. It looked like it was full there for a little bit, but I again appreciate it. And we should definitely stay in contact because I think that, there's definitely potential for a collaboration down the road.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. And I won't hold you up anymore. I told you an hour, we're 15 minutes over. So, again, stay in touch. If you want, feel free to drop into our Telegram and Discord. I encourage our community to drop into yours. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Perfect. We'll definitely jump in your communities and we'll be chatting very soon.
absolutely.
Great.
Take care, guys.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Peace.